Dear students, welcome to our lecture series on fuzzy logic engineering. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the defuzzification, and in defuzzification, we have discussed about defuzzification to crisp sets by lambda cut sets and defuzzification to scalars. And in that, we have discussed three methods: that max membership principle, weighted average method, and mean max membership principle. Now, today we are going to discuss about centroid method. So, centroid method. So, this method of defuzzification gives the defuzzified value based on the center of area and center of the gravity. So, let's take an example. Suppose two fuzzy membership functions are given. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Here it is 0.5 and 1. So up to 3 it is 1. Suppose this is A1 and second is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0.5, 1. It is 1.5 to 3 to 0.5 and this is 8. These two membership functions are given. A1, here membership value is varying from 0 to 4. So it is 0 to 3, it is varying up to 1, and 3 to 4, it is coming down from 1 to 0. And in the second membership function, membership value is increasing from 2 to 3 to 0.5, and then 3 to 5 it remains 0.5, and from 5 to 6 it is coming towards 0. Now we have to find defuzzified value, that is denoted by Z star, using the centroid method. So as we know that centroid method gives the defuzzified value, which is basically an indication of center of area and center of gravity. So in the first step, when we are going to solve these types of problems using centroid method, first we have to draw all these given membership function on a single scale. So here if we see that in the horizontal axis maximum value is 6, so we have to draw these two membership function on a single scale. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it is mu membership function. Now suppose it's 0.5 and it's 1. Now I am drawing all these two membership function on a single scale. So it's a 0 to 3, it's a 1. So 0 to 3 we can draw like this one, and then 3 to 4 like this, And second membership function 2 to 3.5, so it's a 0.5 here, and at 5 it remains 0.5, so I can join these lines and 5 to 6. So in the first step I have drawn all these two membership function on a single scale. Now just keep the outer region of this combined membership function. So I am making it bold, making the lines thicker. So you have to draw this combined membership function using the scale. That's so that we can find the coordinates of the different points. So here this is our final outer envelope of the combined membership function. Now we can see here that if we look at this membership function, there are different segments: first, second, third and fourth. So first we have to find the coordinates of these different lines. We can give the line number 1, line number 2, line number 3 and line number 4. And if we see the coordinates of this point, it's a 0, 0. Coordinates of this point is 3, 1, because here it is 3 on the horizontal axis and on the y-axis mu is 1, so it's a 3, 1. Then here you have to find the coordinate of this point, so you have to just project this point on the x-axis and then find the value of this point. So it is coming out as 3.4. So the coordinate of this point is 3.4.5 and coordinate of this point, it is 5 here, it is 5 here, so it's a 5.5 and coordinate of this one is 6, 0. So the first step is to combine these two membership functions. Then second step is to find the coordinates of these points. Now we have to write the equations for all these 4 lines. So we know that the line equation can be written, suppose it is z here, it is mu here. So we can write line equation by this formula: mu equals to line equals to mu minus mu1 equals to mu2 minus mu1 upon z2 minus z1 z minus z1. We have obtained all the coordinates. Then by using this formula we have to write the line equations. So for the first line, this is the first line, these are the 2 coordinates. Here it is a mu1, so z1 mu1, it is a z2 mu2. So put all these values in this equation. So for equation 1, mu minus mu1 is 0 equals to mu2 is 1, so 1 minus 0 upon z3 minus 0 z minus 0. So equation becomes mu equals to 1 by 3 z. This is first equation. In this way we have to obtain remaining 3 equations. So for the second one, for second line, equation for line 2, mu minus mu1, now mu1 is this one, z1 mu1, then z2 mu2. So putting all these values, mu minus mu1 is 1 equals to 0.5 minus 1 upon 3.4 minus 3, then z minus 3. So by solving this, we obtained mu equals to minus 1.25 z plus 4.75. This is line equation 2. We can see here negative sign because the slope is negative here. Then third equation for line 3. So line 3 is horizontal, this third number line. So here you can write mu minus 0.5 equals to, now mu2 minus mu1, 0.5 minus 0.5 upon 5 minus 3.4, z minus 3.4. So it's a 0, this factor is 0, so mu equals to 0.5 only. So this is the line equation of third line. Then line equation fourth. So equation fourth, this one, first coordinate is 5.5, second is 6, 0. So putting all these values in this formula, we obtain mu minus 0.5 equals to 0 minus 0.5 upon 6 minus 5, z minus 5. And by solving it, we obtain mu equals to minus 0.5 z plus 3. This is the fourth line equation. Now we have to obtain the defuzzified value using the centroid method. So the formula for obtaining this defuzzified value is z equals to integration of mu a z dz upon integration of mu a z dz. This is the formula for obtaining the defuzzified value. Now we have to put all these line equations in this formula with these limits 0 to 3, 3 to 3.4, then 3.4 to 5 and 5 to 6. So let's proceed further. So Z star equals to 0 to 3, first line equation is mu 1 z into z dz plus second is 3 to 3.4 mu 2 z into z dz plus third one is the 3.4 to 5 mu 3 z dz plus 5 to 6 mu 4 z into dz, and in the denominator it is simply mu z dz. So just write 0 to 3 mu 1 z dz plus 3 to 3.4 the mu 2 z dz, then 3.425 mu 3 z dz plus 5 to 6 mu 4 z dz. So we have to perform total of 8 integrations, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and these are the line equations for mu 1. This is mu 1, this is, you can say, mu 2, this is for mu 3, and this is for mu 4. Put all these values in this equation. So we obtain 0 to 3. Mu 1 is 1 by 3z. So 1 by 3z into dz plus 3 to 3.4. Now mu 2 is what? Minus 1.25z plus 4.75 multiplied by z into dz. Then it's a 3.4 to 5. It's a 0.5 only. So 0.5, then z dz plus, then 5 to 6. The equation is minus 0.5 z plus 3 into z into dz. And in the denominator, we have to write the same equation without multiplying this z. So it is 0 to 3, 1 by 3 z dz plus, the only difference here is that it is coming without this z. Then 3 to 3.4 minus 1.25 z plus 4.75 dz plus 3.4 to 5.5 dz plus 5 to 6 minus 0.5 z plus 3 into dz. So first perform the integration, then put the limits. So by performing the integration, let us see. Defuzzified value. So it's a 1 by 3 z cube upon 3, 0 to 3 plus minus 1.25 z square z cube upon 3 plus 4.75 z square upon 2, and limit is 3.4 plus 0.5 z square upon 2, and limit is 3.4 to 5 plus minus 0.5 z cube upon 3 plus 3z square upon 2, and limit is 5 to 6. And in the denominator, 1 by 3 z square upon 2, limit is 0 to 3, minus 1.25 z square upon 2 plus 4.75z, limit is 3 to 3.4, plus it's a 0.5 z and limit is 3.4 to 5, plus minus 0.5 z square upon 2 plus 3z and limit is 5 to 6. Now put the limit and obtain the numeric values. So z star equals to 3 plus 0.96 plus 3.36 plus 1.3, and the denominator 1.5 plus 0.33 plus 0.8 plus 0.25. If we solve it, it comes out as 8.62 upon 2.88, that is around 2.99 Z star. This is our defuzzified value. So kindly check your result. There may be some minor variation in this calculation. So it is 2.99 defuzzified value. So this is the way by which we can calculate the defuzzified value using the centroid method. So this was all about centroid method of defuzzification. So if you have any doubts, you can mail me, which is given in the description box. Thank you.